All right. Hello, everyone.
Everybody's ready and awake now?
That was full of energy. And we just picked a song literally 2 seconds ago, just before the webinar. We were playing with different songs. And I'm glad that it went well. I'm glad that it had that beat that we wanted. Great. Pretty risky though.
Well, there was no E beside it. So we didn't pick anything explicit.
I see. Okay, all right. Well, without further ado, I think we got lots of people on the call. And this is, I guess it feels like it's my first webinar back. And it is. It's last time Nadine was kind enough to take over, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. She prepared a lot for it.
There was no music, but we had a good time anyways.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so there's lots of chats. As before, Nadine will be monitoring the chat, not the QA. So let's just use one of them. Let's just use the chat to communicate. If you have any questions during the webinar about any of the features I'm going to show you soon, just feel free to just write in, and Nadine will help out and answer all your questions. So anything before we start, Nadine? You want to say a couple words?
Just welcome everyone. Happy that we've got a lot of people joining today, and we've got some what's new, lots of exciting stuff to share. So I think we can get going.
Okay, awesome. So I have my screen here ready to go. And let me just share it here. Share screen. Okay. It's not what I wanted to show you. I'll leave it there. Let's move on to what's new. So August 2023, can you believe it? It's already August. Wow. Well, soon there's going to be winter. But before that, we have lots of cool stuff to show you. If you don't have an app on your phone, that's a mortgage app. Here's a QR code that you can use to download the Canadian mortgage app. If you're one of the lucky guys and girls who have a company branded app, then you don't need to download this one. Yours already has most of the features there that we're going to show today. So let's move next. 2 things we're going to do today. I'm going to tell you all about the updates. For instance, we have made some upgrades to the star ratings. We have some cool new reports, debt service report. There's a scenario search for faster searching. And we finally added title insurance. And there's a 19% down feature in the compare, which I'm going to show you all those details. Quebec welcome tax has been updated. And this new pre-Q2 contract rate, MQR, which Nadine may or may not use in the scenario. So the second part of the webinar will be, we're going to run through a basic workflow, a workflow that you can use with your clients on your Pro app. And it starts off with a notification. For example, a client completes a pre-qual, then you can easily update that, improve the results, generate a report back to them. And then when they actually find a property, you can continue working with the same report and update it to match the property. So we're going to do a role play where I'm going to be the client and Nadine is going to be the mortgage agent, mortgage broker, who's going to do all the cool stuff here. Okay. Let's do this. All right, starting with star ratings. So if you've noticed, we've changed the color. It used to be white stars, white color filled stars. It was very confusing. People didn't understand it. So here it is. It's now golden yellow. And you wonder, how do you get these stars on your profile? Like, how do you get these things to show up? I'm going to show you. It's very simple. Over to the app. You just tap on admin. This is where you can access all your admin features, all the secret stuff that only you can see because you are the administrator of the app. Then you would go into My Testimonials. And all you do is just add your testimonials. And the way you can get these testimonials is also very simple. You can email it to yourself and then open it up from your phone, copy and paste, easy. You can gather all your Google reviews. You can even, if you don't have any Google reviews yet, you can use any feedback you've received from clients, text messages, emails that they've sent to you, thanking you for your service. You can use those as well. It's currently managed only by yourself. In the next few versions down, we're going to lock it down so that only clients can write your reviews. You can add your own. So this is a good time to sort of import whatever you have out there in the world. Okay. All right. So that's how you add testimonials. And once you add testimonials based on the star ratings, they will show up right here. We got a new debt service report. I would say not a lot of people will use this. This is a very technical report that perhaps you can share with your colleagues. As you know, the GDS TDS calculator has been renamed to debt service calculator. It just sounds more professional than GDS TDS. And also your clients don't have access to this tool. So this is a very professional tool that only you can see. And that's why you can only generate these reports. But it's very simple as well to generate reports in general. I'm going to show you this one. So find your debt service calculator, which for me right now, it's on this top level. But once you enter it in, you can create a report right out of this, or you can create a new scenario. And usually I would say it's best to create a new scenario for every client, for every deal. So to create a new scenario, you just access the scenario grid. This is where all your scenarios are listed. And you just hit this guy here, new scenario. So just one more time, scenario grid is on top. It's the hamburger button with 3 lines. Open it up, new scenario. You can also select scenarios from here, load them. You can tap on this little icon next to it to even run a comparison, rename, duplicate, whatnot. But for now, we're going to create a new scenario, give it a name. Nadia, I'm going to use you.
Okay.
And it creates a basic scenario. Now, all you have to do is set up, customize it. So you're going to need the income. You're going to need the mortgage amount that they want. You set everything up. Once you're ready, you hit this report button in the top right corner, create report. Maybe I should add in some property taxes and condo fees, but I don't know what they are. So let me just estimate it. So there's an estimated expenses here. Let's say for Toronto, we're looking for $1.3 million. Purchase price, it's a house. And I'm going to copy this result. And now I have property taxes and heat built in. So it's just a quick indicator. And I realized that she may need some more income. There we go. Now I just create a report. And here it is. And of course, it looks great on desktop as well. And then I can share it with whoever you like. Easy peasy. So the steps again, start a new scenario, customize it, and then generate a report. And this is the scenario button. This is the report button in all the tools, not just the debt service calculator. Next, we got scenario search. So you saw the scenario grid. And when we originally published the scenario grid, obviously not a lot of people created scenarios. So we didn't think about building a search. But now, as some brokers and realtors have hundreds of scenarios created for their clients, and now it's, oh no, I got to find it. But we built this search box right on top. And a quick tip is name your scenarios according to client's name. That way you can find them very quickly. And perhaps scenario names should be called client names, and at some point connected with a client profile. But for now, just title it under your client's name. You can find them faster. And even the reports, when you generate the reports, it'll show the title on top. It's always good to show the client's name on top. You can also put addresses. So if you don't specifically work with a specific client and you have an open house or you're working with a specific listing, then you can just put an address of the property. And that way the report also looks pretty cool with the address on top. I won't show you this in a demo. It's pretty easy to follow. Okay, here comes the closing cost calculator and the closing cost report. So we've recently added the title insurance, and a few people asked us to do that. So, and we're very hesitant to touch the code, especially the code that's a bit older, because things can break quite fast. So, but what we did is, I mean, it took us a day to do this. Believe it or not, it took us a day to add in title insurance. And for those of you who don't know what title insurance is, I put a little bit of description. You can tap on this little icon and see and learn more. This title insurance only appears in the closing cost. So wherever there is closing cost, you also get the title insurance. And the purpose of the title insurance is that it protects owners and lenders against anything related losses against the property ownership. So that's after the sale. Things like forgery, fraud, typos in the legal description, if the seller hasn't paid utilities, mortgages, etc., the title insurance will cover it. Just so you know what that is. And we put a default 350 to 500. So I hope that's okay. If it's not, let us know and we'll definitely adjust it. Okay. New feature in the down payment I mean, I can't even call this one a feature. It's just something that we realize brokers do a lot. They compare 19% versus 20%. So we just added this very quick, handy way of doing that. Let's just get into it. So compare side by side. And if you want to quickly compare 20% versus 19%, you just tap on this mortgage here, it opens it up. Now you can compare purchase prices. So let's say I'm doing a $900,000 home. Down payment at, oh, I don't want to do that. I just do down payment percentage, 20%. Now I want to compare the same scenario with a 19%. Well, I already updated the home price. And maybe I also have the rate here, 4.85. So what do I want to copy everything over to the right side, or I can just tap on this menu on the top and just copy left to right and just copies it over. Now I can quickly go into 19%. You can see that now the payments are different. The interest is different, and I keep tapping on this area here to toggle between the different results. So you can quickly see, oh, by the way, the 19% is insured. So I got mortgage insurance here, which is pretty high. And probably I'm going to get a better rate because it's an insured deal. So I don't know exactly what the spreads are these days, but let's say it's this. Now, my term interest looks like the insured deal is winning. You can tell by the underline, it's lower. Okay, I hope that helped. Let's move on to the next item here. Quebec welcome tax. So Quebec apparently has a base, well, not apparently, it's true. They have a base taxe de bienvenue welcome tax rate, and then all of Quebec uses that as a base, and then each provincial has their own additional flavor to it on top of the base. So we just updated 30 plus regions just by changing the base. And that's, now you can, oops, this text is copied from the previous one, ignore it. This is about the title insurance. So this is the property tax. We have to cut that out somehow. Okay, let's move on to the next. This is a very exciting feature, contract rate MQR. So the pre-Q2, the new pre-qualification version 2, now has the ability for you not just to use the Bank of Canada or rate plus 2, but if you're taking the client to, let's say, a credit union, you can just tap on this little thing, the little switch, and it will automatically use the contract rate for the mortgage qualifying rate. And I hope to demo this. Actually, I can quickly show it to you if you're interested, but Nadine will actually use it in the real scenario. So,
Mhm.
okay, so let's go to pre-qual. I'm just opening up an existing scenario. Let's go to another scenario here. Let's go to Nadine's pre-Q. And all the way at the bottom, there's the Advanced Edit Pro. You can also access it from the menu here. Advanced Edit. This will get you into a huge area where you can change the subject property, the applicant, the debts that they have, the existing non-subject properties they have. And under qualification, let me just turn on some auto configure here. You can see that without at the Bank of Canada or rate plus 2, my MQR is 7.59 right here. That means it's used 5.59, which is the rate, plus 2, that's 7.59. And I can get approved for $972,000. But if I use contract rate plus 2, if I use contract rate MQR, now I'll be using the 5.59 as the mortgage qualifying rate. And you can tell right here, the MQR is 5.59, and you can see the difference. Of course, they have to be uninsured. So you can also tell here that it is uninsured. It has to be uninsured to turn it on and has to remain uninsured after you turn it on. So just pay attention to this item right here. But I think we can safely finish the what's new here. I think that was it.